HHDG. Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. Shout out to everyone tuning in right now through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG, Hip Hop Discussion Group. As always, this wouldn't be possible without our company, our brand, our family, HHDG Media Inc. That consists of Rock Vader KB, The Mayor, Skelly Top, T. Smith, and myself, Wiki. As you can see on the bottom banner, you can go check our website, hhdgmedia.com, for our interviews, written or our video, as well as music, events, and also our merch. For tonight, we have two talented brothers coming from Ontario, Canada. Long list of history. And I discovered one of them quite some time ago through a group called Pillow Snatchers. And from there, just amazed at the diverse talent that came with that and the constant music that I was hearing. And from there, from another group after that, and to now, and I believe it was 2022, when I heard the Dookie brothers. Continuous dope music. And if you listen to their music, you already know this is the hip hop that we've been listening to for decades. These are students right here. They're pushing it, and they're going to create students after them with the music that they've been putting out. Dope production, cuts, MCing, concepts. We'll definitely get into the name and how they keep the name ingrained with the subject matter, the song titles, the projects. These two members right here have put in a lot of work, and one of them continuously is spinning on Twitch, which I tune in, every chance I get, and just love what he's playing of all hip hop throughout the decades, and bringing me back to certain times when I was listening to a lot of that stuff on certain underground radio shows. And for the most part, their debut dropped last year when the shit hits the fan, and they've continued with dope projects with Manure Music Volume 1 and Volume 2 that dropped this year. And also had a nice little EP with the instrumentals, which I always appreciate hearing the instrumentals with a artist that we all come to know throughout the time, and I'm going to let them speak on that as well. But also, the most important thing is these two definitely represent what hip-hop was, is, and continues to be. This is for the culture. And I appreciate and love that they continue to put one key element with the music that I feel that not enough people do, and that's have some humor in it. Still be enjoyable, still be dope music, but have a little humor to it. We got so much negativity going on. I love how they integrated it without it sounding cheesy. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce these two dope, talented, multi-talented individuals from Ontario, Canada, the Dookie brothers. That is Shada BeatYoda and Franchise.
Probably should have put the names on the in the opposite order. It's like, yeah, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Franchise right here. You know what I'm saying? It's my man Shy the BeatYoda. He's the producer, the engineer, the DJ.
You can catch me spinning on Twitch. You can catch Pillow Snatchers, First Division.
Yeah, man. I appreciate, you know.
You probably help bring in more of the ladies though. You know? I'm too old, man. They see the old man beard. They're like, yeah, no, I don't know. He's probably gonna play nothing but that '90s shit. But then you'd get on and play nothing but that '90s shit too.
The Grays are experience, though. The Grays are experience.
Got all this experience.
A couple little sprouts coming in. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good tonight. Definitely doing good. You know what? Like I said, I appreciate y'all taking the time, Beautiful. And I appreciate what y'all have continuously been doing. And again, like I said, bringing the humor and mixing it properly where, you know, it doesn't sound cheesy. You know, it's just dope hip hop music. You know, we've had certain artists like Redman and Biz Markie do this. And there's plenty of others. But right now, you know, there's not too much of that.
I agree. Which, you know, my whole thing is like it has always been if there's a way to fill a void, and there always seems to be a void left somewhere. You know what I mean? Like we don't have Gangstar anymore. You know, MOP don't put out records like they used to. You know, like a lot of our favorite groups are just, you know, like that sound that we cherish. We're always having to go back and listen to that old record. You know, it's like, well, maybe today I'll listen to Moment of Truth, or I'll listen to First Family for Life, or, you know, this and that. It's like, well, who's making those records now? You know,
right.
And yeah, sure, we can't yap about guns and drugs and all this other shit, but you know what I mean? Like we still understand what it takes to do this. You know, the art of lyricism. You know, we studied the craft, so we can bring something a little bit different. And yes, the humor aspect is one of those things that I feel separates us from the rest.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and also, you know, like also, you know, having fun with it, right? Like there's a fine line between making a mockery of something and actually doing it properly.
Yes.
And having fun while you're doing it, right? And that's important. And it's important to have fun when you're making music. That's probably when the best music, when you're able to make your best music, is when you're having fun doing it. So yeah, that's the formula.
Definitely. Now, before
the winning formula.
Yeah. Now, before we talk about your past and the current music that you have, just give, you know, everyone that's listening the concept that started this.
You know, the only way you get those stickers is if you buy the CD. So you already know that's a hardcore customer right there. You got right there, man. That's a loyal customer right there, man. We appreciate the support, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna let him do all the talking on this. He came up with all this shit. So
go ahead. Franchise, let us know.
you go ahead.
Yeah, no, we it was funny. One day we were downtown, we were walking around, we were just like shopping for some polo, we were, you know, having fun, just getting some fresh air, and we just started kicking these little ideas back and forth. You know, like we started like you know, the making my way downtown. So we started actually like freestyling, coming up with an idea or a concept around that. And then yeah, we ended up getting back to the crib, and Shy was like, yo, like we were tossing ideas back and forth. And it was kind of like the idea was to make something that people weren't expecting when they saw a name or they saw a logo. So that's where the formula spawned from. Is just, you know, we were kicking it back and forth and just having fun. We were like, you know, it would be dope if we like going back to like the Jerky Boys and stuff like that, where it's almost like a spoof, but it's dope as hell. And then everything just started rolling in from there, you know, like what we came up with the name, the Dookie Bros. You know,
I remember you literally said, yo, we should name ourselves the Dookie Bros and just rhyme about like just being the shit.
Yeah, and that's the whole concept is people think of like different things when you look at the name Dookie Bros, whether it's like you kind of think it's a joke and you're not going to give it the time of day, but from the feedback we've got, once somebody actually gives a chance and listens to the music and they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, this isn't what I was expecting. And we kind of, that was what we were looking for, is to hit people with something that they weren't expecting out of the blue, right? So yeah, and that's it. The concept is, you know, Dookie Bros. We consider ourselves top tier. Like that's what we're aiming for, is to be top tier and to be the shit, you know.
I love it.
And, you know,
and that's as deep as it gets.
his angle was a lot more humble than mine. I just tell it like it is, man. Yo, it's Dookie Bros, man. What is shit? What do you want? That's it. That's it.
Dope shit, you know.
What is shit?
It's shit.
The end. The shit. It's the shit. But yeah, I mean, like it was really that simple. Mm-hmm. One day we were just shopping. Next minute we got a group name. Next minute we're at the crib, and then like within what was it, like 12 hours we did
shit on him
that night. Made the beat, the raps, did the scratches. Like when he says in the track, when he says that at the top of the track, he says 5:30 in the morning. What the fuck you doing? Like it was literally
that was happening.
5 a.m. I had just finished doing the scratches. Like I'm gonna go in the booth and do an intro. He went in the booth. It's like 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
What the fuck you doing? This is real shit. That's what we were doing. Is we were wrapping up the intro track at 5:30 in the fucking morning. My wife and kid are getting up, about to have breakfast, and we're in the basement fucking writing raps and acting a fool, man. It was amazing. And then what, that week we did the video.
Yeah, we had the video done in like, we had a short window to do the video at a local hockey arena. We had like 2 hours to work with, and we ended up doing the whole video. That was my first music video.
Really?
Too, so I was kind of like, I was shy on the spot, right? Yeah, Shy came through with Fear, and who else? And Craig was with him too. And yeah, we just went to work. We had a 2-hour window and ended up banging out our first music video just like that.
That's fire.
Classic.
You know, since we talking about the video, let's give the people, you know, a glimpse of that video.
All right.
Oh, you able to do that? Oh, we fancy up in here, man. We can play videos and all that. That's great. Do it up, man.
It's like life.
Oh,
you feel it coming. All of that pressure bubbling up inside of you. You need to let it out. It needs to drop, but it's not just passing gas, you know? It's solid. It's compacted. That is Dookie.
Yeah. Here we are. 5:30 in the morning. The fuck are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Count sheep. Right here, shit now.
Yeah, with each dimension I advance, you won't see me stressing. You're seeking bars from your man, well this is East attention. With these lenses, see some things that at the least would test men. I act in sequence, find the answers just to teach some lessons. A clean perspective from any tree I nest in. Leave a free cleaking in every set of sheets I'm having sex in. Use protection, so her leg's the only thing that's spreading. Less than fresh than bed, I'm stepping in a second.
Yo, no question I get busy like that beach in Ipanema. Don't ever shy or it's your time to meet and greet the reaper. I'll flee the scene with the cleanest diva. If she's a keeper, I'll eat the beaver, then treat her to a feast at a pizzeria. Truly a beast with the beats and you just a creature feature. Using my weakest 16, you cruel and D get ether. Dookie be them dudes that beleaguer speakers. When this heater hits your chest, it shouldn't be confused with a Cleveland steamer.
Come now, get pissed on, shit it on. Shit on, shit on. Get pissed on, shit it on. Shit on the whole industry. Get pissed on, shit it on. Shit on, get pissed on, shit it on. Shit on the whole industry.
Man, it's been a minute since I watched that video too. Like that's a special one.
Just makes me happy when I see that shit.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Dope, man. And then Shy, those cuts, man. For years, I've been knowing about your cuts, so thank you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, and let me say something too. When we made that song, actually sitting there and watching Shy do the cuts in front of me and then putting everything together over the beat was insane. Like that, to me, I'm just like a sponge. I sit here and I soak up so much when I'm watching this guy go to work, and it's just like, man, this guy, he's a skilled dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Appreciate the love, y'all.
There you go. And
you know what it is, though, man. Like, you gotta, those missing elements, bro. Fucking ain't nobody be putting scratches.
right, there's only a select few.
Man. Fucking, like that's like the one thing I feel like those Griselda dudes are missing, man. Where's the DJ? You know what I'm saying? All these raw beats and these raw raps. Where are your fucking scratches at, man?
Yeah.
Holla at your boy. I'm right here.
There you go.
I'll do them. I'll do all of them. I don't give a fuck, man. Conway hit me, man. Benny hit me. RJ Payne, fucking all you guys, man.
There you go. And with your projects, the amount of cuts that you lay down on there, that right there, if you was to combine them, that would be that that one dedicated track of showcasing the DJ. We don't get that enough.
Yeah, no, it's a very sorely missed element in the music. I feel like it's just like it doesn't really exist, and even the people that do, most of the cats that do scratches, and they half-ass the shit, man. I'm like, where the skills at, But I feel that way about the rapping too, man. There's only a handful of dudes who really really studied the art of rhyming, of actual rhyming, not just wow, you say some clever stuff, this and that, but are you rhyming? We're in a game, we're in a rhyme game. This is about rhyming. This isn't fucking, this isn't story time with fucking Johnny. Like, fucking go write a book if you want to talk, you want to tell your little fucking story. You know what I'm saying? We're here to rhyme. Can you rhyme? Can you rhyme words together? Can you put some fucking rhyming words together? I feel like that, like how cats don't really be putting in the effort on that shit. I feel the same way about scratches too, man. Like, I remember back in the day, I used to study guys like Magic Mike, Mr. Mix, DJ Scratch, Jazzy Jeff, all these dudes, man. Like, fucking, especially Scratch with all the early EPMD joints, man. Fucking just study, just like fucking every pattern, every primo, like how did he put these phrases together, like and Revolution, like his album in 12s We Trust is one of the greatest albums ever made. People don't know about that record, but that album is one of the best fucking records ever constructed ever. To me, that's like the blueprint of like how to put lines together. It's just like it changed the way that I look at hooks. That's why I try to make the majority of my cut hooks rhyme. It's
great, man.
I don't know. I could go on and on, man.
That's a great example,
forever, bro. I don't need to take
great example. But the thing about DJ Revolution that still to this day amazes me is how precise he is. And I just want to see him in person one day, just in his own session, not lay down in these cuts or anything. I just want to see him in his own element, just to see how he is.
Bro, just boom bap. Most boom bap Monday raid trains, he's usually on them shits. You got to catch him on Twitch, man. Like, he's usually the last guy. So like, even this coming Monday, he might even be on the flyer. Look for him probably around like 11 p.m. midnight-ish when he goes on. He fucking does all the cuts live, and you see it just right before your eyes. Just fucking the magic of this guy, just fucking not missing a step. Fader work, fucking flawless. Like, I hate him. I hate his guts. He's too good.
Yeah, I'll definitely gotta check it out, because like I was saying, I normally don't catch him like that, but like you said, he's normally at the end. So this Monday, I gotta definitely go and tune in.
Yeah, man. If I see that he's going on somewhere, I'll holler at you for sure, man. You got to catch him in action.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And from right now, Franchise rocking polo. In the videos, I see the polo. So, how long y'all been the polo heads? Low heads.
You go, hey man.
I've been buying polo like since I was in like high school, early high school, actually late, like maybe grade 7, grade 8. I remember going into like local thrift shops or going to Winners and grabbing, like, back then not having a lot of money to play with, when you're going out and spending like $80 to $100 for a jacket. You got to make sure that you really care about the piece. So yeah, I remember back then grabbing stuff and then just slowly, like, here and there buying stuff if I can afford it. And now that I'm able to afford it, I go on benders. we go on benders together, and like, we'll be out, we'll send each other, photos or FaceTime each other and be like, yo, check this out. Do you want me to pick it up for you? We look out for one another. But yeah, man, probably spend too much money on the stuff.
See, it's because you're rocking the shirt with the big bold ass logo that he's seeing that shit. He ain't seeing the fucking, you know what I'm saying, the light. What do I need to do? I need to do that.
There you go.
Is that better?
There you go.
Is that better? Is that better? Do I need to do a little bit of that? You know what I'm saying? What do I need to do that? You know what I'm saying? I got the shit too, man. Ain't just this fucking guy, man. I got the shit too. Glasses too, bro. Fucking look at that shit. See that?
There you go.
Glasses as well.
Man.
Everything. All low, everything. So I need to get these like melted down and get me a little fucking horse logo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was just, and that's what we were talking about too, like, bringing back the matching outfit for music videos and stuff like that, right? Like that's in the plans. I don't think we've done that yet. We've been rocking polo in our videos.
That's because every time I try, you're like, nah.
Yeah, we got to find the right time to do it. We got to find the right time. I was just hoping that we weren't going to be matching outfits tonight, and that worked out properly.
Dude,
so.
you ain't got this right here.
I don't got that.
You ain't got this right here. Not bad. Like it wasn't like I don't remember how long ago it was, but like when I caught the bug, and he noticed that, like, okay, yo, he's getting down with the polo shit. He was like, yo, I'm in my storage unit. I got bins of stuff that's literally just sitting there if you want to take a look. And he hit me with my first P-Wing piece. So I fucking is a black and red collar joint with the big fucking P-Wing logo. I'd never seen that shit because I was young in the game, right? Like, I'd only seen the horse, so I knew nothing about the P-Wing logo. I knew nothing about the crests, none of that. So as soon as I got that piece, it was like, oh shit, I just jumped a level. Like now that I'm rocking this, I don't want none of this small pony fucking regular shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, they got wings on shoes.
And I don't know if I told you this or not, but that shirt that I gave you was actually supposed to go to Dallas Penn.
Oh,
I've been talking to. I don't know if you're familiar with Dallas Penn.
I interviewed him,
but you know he's a low head. He's big into the. He
yep.
was okay. So when was this?
Oh, you mean when did I interview him?
When did you interview him?
I'm gonna say a few months ago with Rob Cave, who actually dropped the album today, by the way.
Crazy. Okay, because I haven't seen or heard anything from Dallas for like last time I saw him he was rocking out at the De La tribute on Twitch. Yeah, I saw him in the crowd. I spotted him.
Yeah.
And so anyways, long story short, yeah, that I was popping it up back and forth because when he was in Toronto, you know, we were kicking it for a little while, going to sneaker events and meeting up during All-Star weekend when the NBA had their All-Star weekend here. And you know, we kept in contact, and yeah, I hit him up. I found that, and it was I think it was a double XL, and I hit him up, and I was like, "Yo, Dallas, like, are you interested in this?" Hell yeah! Like we were going back and forth, and he just disappeared. He disappeared off of Instagram. He disappeared off of like social media in general. So I just had it sitting at my place. Months passed, probably a year passed or whatever, and then you know.
That's mine.
Now it's his.
It's my shit.
So Dallas, if you see this, I'm sorry. I got you on the next one.
I'll actually I'll try and reach out to him because you know being that I speak with Rob Cave, and Rob Cave is you know cool peoples with Dallas. You know I'll see if I can go reach out to him. So
that's dope.
The last time I did actually see Dallas Penn in person was the Mayhem Lauren and Derringer pop-up shop in Manhattan. That was maybe a year ago.
Damn. Yeah, when I ran into him, I was downtown during All-Star weekend, and I caught the back of him, and I said, "God, boo, God." If anybody is familiar with Dallas Penn, they know the God, boo, God. But yeah, and he turned around, he's like, "Yo, what up?" They just started chopping it up, and yeah, man, he's a cool dude.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
I got a picture with him on my Instagram, I think. Too.
Yep.
Yeah, back to back on All-Star weekend. Yeah, but anyways,
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that kicked things into a whole other level, man. Because like after that, we started just we started going shopping together. We'd be like, "Yo, fucking, let's go low hunting," you know. So we'd hit up the thrift stores, and yeah, it was on like he was saying, we were on a hunt downtown Toronto when we started building on just doing some rap shit together, just like so, you know, just goofing around, just fucking talking silly shit, and then that night knocked out the track, and it was official. After we did that, it was like, oh, yo, it's on, man. Like, let's go. it was too easy. It came together way too easy when it was way too much fun. So it's like, okay, this is what we need to be doing.
Yeah. So let's get into a little bit of your past. You know, tell us about the names, because shout out to BeatYoda. Before I knew about that, I knew of Shiloh.
Yeah, for many years, I was known as I had like 1,000 different aliases: Shiloh the Magnus, Predacon, Sarlacc. Yeah, there's I forget some of the other ones. There's a lot. There were a lot, but yeah, it morphed into Shy the BeatYoda shortly after First Division. When I started to get the bug to get back into making beats again. And then yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, I need to reinvent, you know, let people know it's a new chapter, you know, and I needed a change for myself. I felt things felt stagnant. Okay. So, you know, I threw the BeatYoda, you know, I got that from Marco Polo. he referred to me as his BeatYoda. So I snagged that and then attached it. And nobody ever calls me Shy Low. Everybody just always calls me Shy. So I was like, yo, it rolls off a little bit better. Shy the BeatYoda, you know. Now I'm a Star Wars guy, so, you know, adding a little bit of Yoda action to the name, it definitely doesn't hurt. And I'm old. And I know some shit. So, you know, out here schooling these fools.
There you
That's
go.
me.
You still still up to date on, you know, a lot of the Star Wars stuff going on?
I'm fully
There you
up
go.
to date.
I love it,
man. I just watched the 3rd episode of Ahsoka the other day.
Yes.
It's not a game, man. I'm caught up. The only thing that I'm not caught up on is I didn't watch any of the Clone Wars cartoons, so these characters
okay.
are all new to me. But you know, thankfully, the way that they're putting everything together, you can still enjoy the show without needing to know a lot of the backstory.
But the Clone Wars series,
it's a super dope show, man. I love all the TV shows, man. Like, yeah, the Obi-Wan show was my favorite, man. Get like all the Darth Vader stuff and that shit was fucking like absolutely mind blowing.
Yep.
Like that's shit that I thought I'd never see in my life
ever, right? Yeah,
you know, we could nerd out for like the whole hour talking about this shit easily. Franny, tell me your name, man. Did you get that shit?
I don't have such a rich history, but yeah, franchise was just like growing up playing on sports teams and just like being the top dog on my team.
Okay.
You know, it's a team game, but yeah, just like you know, a bunch of friends that I grew up with playing on certain teams just call me the franchise. And also, yeah, like I think one of them got it from back in the day. I think he does like ET Tonight or something now, but Rick Campanelli used to be with Much Music. He used to be a VJ there, and he went by Rick the Franchise Campanelli. And I think that's where one of them got it from, and then started calling me franchise. I used to have like, you know, a little bit longer hair, and I used to put gel in my hair and shit, just like Rick used to do. So I guess that's where they got it from. And then yeah, the name just stuck, and I don't really have another name to use, so I'm like, you know, my initials are M, like Eminem's already taken. I'm going with franchise. So yeah, I just have one name, one alias. That's it. Short history.
Gotcha. So what was sports?
Short history, but you're making a mark in the game.
Absolutely, yeah. So you gotta let us know, you know, what sports they called you the franchise in.
What sports? I grew up playing hockey. I grew up playing baseball. I really like all sports, you know, golf, tennis, swimming. I was on a swim team growing up, like going to swim meets, track and field. But yeah, my main two sports that I still play till this day, not at a like highly competitive level or whatever, but yeah, is hockey during the winter and then baseball during the summer. And yeah.
Damn, you pretty much playing everything. That's dope.
I'm trying to stay active, man.
So
that's right, man. That's right. And if you fuck around, he will sport fuck your bitch.
So I gotta ask you. Tell me about pickleball. How do you feel about pickleball?
I'm not too familiar with it, to tell you the truth.
It's like tennis, but
you tell me.
It's like tennis, but in a smaller court, and the ball is a lot bigger. And the rackets that they use remind me of paddleball. My father put me on the paddleball because my father played a lot of paddleball.
That kind of it sounds similar to like handball, you know, playing against the wall like in a small area.
Yeah.
Racquetball?
Yeah. Nah, you're using your hand though. You're using your hand for handball, getting down with like the rules. Like, yeah, that if you want to stay in shape, stick to tennis, stick to
Absolutely. It's
stick to
full body.
racquetball, stick to
Yep.
I play
pickleball.
I play handball.
Yeah,
I play handball.
oh, we gotta get down.
No, we don't. That is the solo thing. It's
You play handball. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I do too.
You took you a minute. I'm like, no, we don't. No, we don't. That's not a Dookie Bros thing, man.
I got tunnel
we
vision
ain't
right
doing
now.
that
When we're talking about sports, the competitiveness comes out, man. I'm not helping you with that one, though. I'm not playing you in that one.
Yo, this podcast ain't for kids, is it, bro?
Nah.
And this is all the ideas for songs spawn. Exactly like this.
Shit comes too easy, man. It comes too easy. I feel like we may never exhaust concepts for as long as we live just because we decided to fucking name our group after shit. It's like, yo,
it's
man,
never ending.
It's like an infinite fucking amount of ideas. You know what I mean? Like that
Continuous flow of ideas.
We don't have to think about it really. We don't have to think about it too hard, you know? Like it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
We got like what? We got like almost 20 new songs in the can that people ain't heard yet.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot of music.
Yep. We're getting ready for to drop our official sophomore album in November on the anniversary of dropping our debut.
Nice.
So that'll look out for that in November. And yeah, we're just stockpiling heat right now.
That's dope, man. So this question is for both of you. Being that y'all are so ingrained in hip hop, a lot of artists, from what we know, wasn't always the first thing that they started. Some people b-boyed, some was doing graffiti, some might have DJ'd, and we only know them as an MC. So what was the first thing for the two of you?
Yeah, my answer is going to be a lot shorter than his. So, I used to b-boy back in the. I used to be a b-boy back in the day a little bit. Like I went to classes. I used to go to school with some guys that got me into it, that are still into it, that are super dope. They had their little crews or whatever, and but yeah, when it comes to the music, like I was more into making beats when I started off. I had Fruity Loops, which I still, I haven't messed with beats for a little while now because that's all shy. But I was messing with the beats for quite a while, and then I started writing to them. I'm like, I didn't really have a musical network, and so I had all of these beats stashed, and I didn't know what to do with them. So I just started writing to them. I have a lot of like East Coast inspirations, Nas, Mobb Deep, AZ. So like that's where I kind of tried to adopt my style when I started writing, was listening to these guys and their style and their subject matter, and just trying to put the beats that I was making to good use. And then when I really started taking writing seriously was when like Shy and I sat down one night when we were at the lab, and he just broke it down to me. Like I ended up spitting something for him, and he was like, yo, that's crazy. And then we started sort of picking it apart, going over like the concept of like schemes and syllables and the wordplay side of things, and it really opened my eyes to a whole new level of this shit, right? So, and that's what I try to pride myself on. It's great to have a partner because it's like a friendly competition now. We bounce ideas back and forth, we bounce verses back and forth, and we push each other. So not having that beforehand, when I was just doing this music stuff solo, You know, it was cool, and I learned a lot doing it. But and just like studying different MCs, but Shy really opened my eyes to the wordplay and the syllables, and yeah, it's just you know, it's kicked it to a whole new level. So that's where I'm at right now, is really focusing more on just writing and honing my craft when it comes to writing, right? And soaking up, like I said before, I can't say enough. When I sit here and we're at the studio, and we're, you know, we're at the lab, and Shy's going to work with making beats, and, you know, doing cuts and putting certain stuff together, and also just like, you know, I don't call him the pocket god, taking verses and just, you know, making, like, bringing them to life. You know, to be a fly on the wall, man, learn so much from this guy, and like it's an honor to make music with him, because he's again super talented with the beats. He's super talented, you know, with the cuts as a DJ, and when it comes to the wordplay and the writing as well. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at.
Humbling the kid right over here, man. Damn. Before I get into all my shit, I just want to build off of what he was just saying, because like that day when I, you know how it is. You know, some people don't take too well to critique of their art, so I'm usually not the guy that wants to like say anything, because, like, you know what, you like it or not, everybody works hard on their shit. You know what I mean? Whether one person thinks it's good, one person doesn't think it's good. You know, your shit may be whack to me, might be great to somebody else. So I try not to. I'm not trying to shit on nobody's parade over here, right? But he asked for my opinion, and this is my brother, so I took a chance. I was like, okay, let's see how honest I can be, and whether or not he'll get offended by it. And when I was dropping the jewels and just telling him, like, okay, like, for me, the first thing that I hear is, I listen for rhyming. I don't care what the fuck you're talking about. I'm listening to the rhymes. I'm listening if you can do more than 2 syllables accurately. If you do a 3-syllable word, can you match that with another 3-syllable word? 4, 5, 6. Like, where are you going with the how high of a level are you with this shit? That's what I listen for. So, you know, I always gave him props for the content, because the content is just he kills me when it comes to content. It's crazy. The shit that he puts in his raps, the way he thinks is amazing. So to me, it was just like, yo, if you add this to your arsenal, you are going to be a dangerous man. And I swear to God, within 24 hours, this motherfucker rewrites the shit, comes back, shows me the verse. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? How did you, what, like, how did you literally just jump like 1,000 fucking levels in skill overnight? You have to rap with me, because if you don't, then you're a competition for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you live too close. I can't have that. You will be my enemy. You must be my rhyme partner now. And you know, thankfully, that verse that I'm talking about is actually his verse on Low Shit, which is the single from our last EP. So that song was actually the first song that we did together. That song we did before Shit on Him.
Mm-hmm.
It was gonna be for my solo project, so it was just like having him on as a feature. And then when we decided to do Dookie Bros, it was like, fuck solo shit, man. Let's put everything that we got into this. You know what I'm saying? But he is so sharp and so good at what he does that, like, I get intimidated, and I'm not easily intimidated. But when I hear that's why I let him take the lead on everything when it comes to concepts and ideas for the songs. And he basically fucking steers the group. You know what I'm saying? He came up with the name. He comes up with the album titles. He comes up with the artwork ideas. He comes up with the majority of the song titles and the song concepts. He usually gets his verses done first, and I just listen and I go, okay, well, this is where we're going with it. I trust it. I'm just go, you know. And when he doesn't write a verse, I'm like, yo, can you write a verse for this? Because I can't write my shit until you've done your verse. That's how it is now. It's like I finish your shit, then I can't write until you write. Finish your shit. But it's always like, you know, it's never a thing where I listen to the verse. I'm like, yo, man, franchise, fucking you know. It's always like, what the fuck, man? How did you like these lines? The how did you? And then I sit here and I'm like, oh, I gotta come with it, man. I can't. You know, he's pushing at this stage to be pushed is yes, that's what I want, man. That's what I want. I want to be pushed.
Give you that energy,
to grow and for the skills to, you know, to get. So it's like I got a rhyme partner who pushes me to elevate my shit, and that's for me that as an MC, that's fucking priceless. So you know,
best way.
My man.
Yeah, that's the least I can do is come correct when he's feeding me with some beats that we're going to use because he's doing a lot, you know. So for me, you know, coming up with some concepts and ideas and, you know, focusing on writing, it allows me to just not have to jump to different things. You know, we all have a lot going on in life. And if we're going to focus on dedicating time to music, you know, you got to take it seriously and you got to really hone your craft. So if that's the least that I can do, I mean, no problem, you know, and that's how we feed off of each other. And it's a beautiful thing.
So for the history for me, MCing, like I started writing when I was 9. I had already thought that, you know, like one day I want to do actual songs. I'm going to need cuts. So I didn't know anybody who could do them. So I taught myself around when I was 12. I taught myself how to DJ.
Nice.
Like it, you know, I didn't have anybody to make beats for me. So in the mid 90s, me and my homie Fear had a little studio set up in his basement, and we were doing pause tape beats and shit. So like, you know, we made really horrible 4-track demo recordings. But everything that every skill that I've acquired was always to service the music. It was always like, okay, well, you know, I can't afford to be paying $75 an hour for an engineer to mix my shit. I'll learn how to mix my shit myself. You know, fucking mastering costs like $1,000. I'll learn how to master myself. You know, in 2020, you need music videos for everything. I can't afford to be spending $1,000 for every fucking video. I'll get a camera and I'll teach myself how to make music videos. Every skill was always, you know, it's all been about the music. It's all, everything has always been about me wanting to make the best product and the best records. I'm a lab rat. That's, you know, that's all I want to do, man. Is I just want to be in the lab, just knocking out beats, writing raps, scratching, you know, and putting that shit out for the people.
So, man,
there it is.
There it is. You brought up something that I enjoy when listening to your music is concepts, and you, like you mentioned, with the name, the concept of Limitless, but 2 tracks that I always enjoy listening to. One from When the Shit Hits the Fan is Family Matter, and on Manure Music Volume 2 is Shitty Situations. Just you know, just tell us about how those 2 came to be.
Do we really got to talk about is the second one not, you know, the verse is not lay everything out? Or do we really need to go over all that? Family Matter, huh? That was fun.
Yeah, Family Matters That was fun. More fun for you, I think, just going off, just beasting on.
Yeah, I don't know. See, that's so, to me, like people will hear the story and they'll be like, wow, it's a 48 bar crazy story and everything. But for me, it's a rhyming exercise, right? Can I tell a full narrative from beginning, middle, end, and not break the rhyming scheme?
Okay.
So if you listen, like what like was it um on your block perusing for spots to shoot,
Video of me tossing
toss
you
me
off the roof.
off the roof. Yeah, so hot pursuit all the way to the end. Um, uh, call an Uber, right? Yeah, so it's just adding the right? So it's call an hot pursuit. So the scheme is 48 bars of the same 3 syllables all the way through without breaking and telling the full story. So to me, it was like, yeah, like I said, it was an exercise in being able to maintain the rhyme and tell a full story, and he allowed me the space to do that. Like I said, we always come with the ideas. It's all about like that fairness is like, okay, well, you know what, like I hogged the spotlight on this shit, so how about I return the favor and fucking just be like, okay, well, like, why don't you just fucking go ahead and spit 48 bars of your own? And that's how whatchamacallit came about, because he was like, okay, cool. And then he wrote this 48 bar fucking verse of madness. It's like a fan
Right
favorite
after that
across the
track,
board. Like, that shit's bananas. Yeah,
And that was perfect
yeah,
how
it's
y'all did
beautiful,
that too.
man. That shit's Oh, there's a continuation coming. There's a whatchamacallit continuation, a sequel, if you will. What is it called? Thingamajig.
Man.
It's another 48 bars of the exact same scheme, but this time is this guy.
He's taking my scheme from whatchamacallit, and he's gonna flip it because he's got a bunch of stuff already. He was sitting there, we were grabbing a bite to eat, and he just started going off with the same scheme, all the stuff that he has drawn up, and he's like, yo, 48 bars, I got to do a 48 right off of yours. So these are things that not a lot of people are doing these days, like coming up with concepts like that, but also sticking to a same scheme for that like that's 3 verses straight of the same scheme. Not easy to do. And
did it easily.
Also to tell a bit of a story when you're going through it, right? It's not an easy thing to do. So it's a lyrical exercise. Like he said, it's an exercise for you, like some people like to read. We like to write,
And yeah, it doesn't always make for like the catchiest song, doing 48 bars with no hooks and this and that. But like, I don't know, man. We come from a different school, man. We come from a different era. We're not just gonna shed our roots because the times are different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like fucking Mick Jagger and them didn't have to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? AC/DC and them didn't have to do that shit. Why should we? All this young boy game talk. I'm not trying to hear any of it, man.
Not at all. It's all about the
guys
time.
Our age fiend for the shit from for the shit from our era. So we do it for them, man. We're not out here trying to make all this fucking cookie cutter shit for the kids, man.
There you go. You gotta do what you love, not what
you
then
expect shitty situations. That was exactly. You can't be somebody you're not. No matter what way you slice it in life, you can't be something that you're not and be successful doing it. So, just do what you enjoy, do what you love, do it the way you want to do it. If people accept it, they accept it. If there's people that don't accept it, that's on them. Everybody has their own their own plate that they like to eat off of. But yeah, with shitty situations, that one was, you know, I told him that I had an experience, which is a true story on that song, and you know, like it could be a concept for a song, and it just so happens that he had something to share as well. So, you know, those are true stories, man. Like I used to go to my ex-girl's place every Sunday for dinner. Her pops was Italian. Her mom was British, but she had the Italian mentality of like you have to eat, you have to eat. They just made copious amounts of food, and for some reason, whatever she did with the meal, it gave me the shits. Like I got the bubble guts as soon as I started eating it. and straight up, one night I was sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I gotta like, I either got to do something here or I got to run home, and I'm probably not going to make it home. So I ended up going, using their bathroom. It was going to be a serious situation, and you know when you're in a guest's house and you know when it's not going to be a good scene, you kind of want to remove yourself from that and be in your own environment, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I tried to make it to my own environment, and it didn't work. It didn't work.
I'm not going over the details, man. You listen to the damn song, man. I just, you know, I shit myself in Japan. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go.
Hey, when you travel,
that's all I'm gonna say.
When you travel, food hits the stomach a little different. So it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit of time to adjust to the food situation in different countries. And yeah, I mean,
there's nothing quite like standing in front of a man, knowing that you know, and trying to usher him out of the room, knowing that like you got shit running down your leg.
Yeah,
it's
got to be
very. That's one of the reasons why when you go to other countries, they always tell you don't drink the water, but at the same time, you're taking a shower with that water too.
Yeah. It's like face far away from the water in the shower. Don't drink it, and maybe possibly don't eat their food, even though it's fucking delicious. Maybe there was something in the ramen that didn't agree with you. Maybe after you shit yourself, you shouldn't go and have duck for the first time. That was scary. I'm like, wait, what are we at? Because like I said at the end of the song, I said we're going out for dinner in an hour, and then we went and fucking had like fucking duck. I'm like, duck.
Yeah.
What the like?
I'd be on like a.
Dude, I was scared. I was scared. I was fucking scared. I'm like, oh no, I'm dead.
I'll just have some bread. Do you have any bread?
Yeah, they didn't have no fucking bread, bro. They didn't have
right?
bread. A lot of duck. Yeah. Like it was delicious. I would do that, but I was scared, man. I was scared. I'm like, oh man, I gotta get back to the hotel fast after this. It was a shitty situation. What can I say?
Yeah.
Made for a great song.
Another talent you have.
Any more to come?
I was going to say another talent that you have is a videographer. So are you the one making all of the music videos?
Well, now that I'm in the videos, I can't be the one behind the camera. Like previous to Dookie Bros, I was doing everything, filming, editing, the works. So like anything, basically any of the stuff before Dookie Bros that you've seen me do, like any of the Guillotine Shark, the Guillotine 16 videos, details videos, some of the Rebel Embassy stuff.
Soul Powers.
Soul Powers. I was behind the camera and doing the editing. Now I have a team, Golden Menace Productions. That's me, Fear, Sound Marauder, and my man Life's Disciple. And they all assist with filming. Fear comes up with the majority of the concepts because he's just a wild thinker, man. He's just a wild out the box thinker. Like I can always count on him to come up with a next level idea, and they're not always going to be something that we can pull off. Usually they involve needing more bodies in the video than we can provide, because it's not, we're old men now, man. We don't hang out with big groups of friends and shit. Like, like you watch these videos, like even watching like old DOS Effects videos, and like, so it's like, fuck, there's always mad people in the videos. It's like, yeah, but we don't know anybody anymore. We're old now. We don't fucking, I know my wife and my son. Everybody else is gonna be like it's gonna be like, fuck, I gotta schedule everybody. Like nobody ain't no large groups of people hanging out. So, some of the stuff is harder to pull off. Some of the stuff involves a budget that we don't have, but it's always great to throw ideas out there, because every now and again, one will come out that we'll be able to do, and it allows for us to do some really unique and fun stuff. So yeah, it's great having those guys bringing what they do to the table. And I get to just edit the shit. So it's like we just film them as much stuff as possible, and then I get to sit here and piece it all together. It was easy to get into doing videos after years of doing Pro Tools editing and putting scratches together and stuff like that. It's like, well, I know how to edit a waveform. It can't be much different than that, and it really isn't, man. It's just cut, piece, rearrange, getting into that world after years of audio editing was a very easy transition. And yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun.
That's dope.
It's a lot of fun.
Dope.
And it saves us a lot of money.
I hear that.
The camera wasn't cheap, but it saves us a lot of money in the long run.
With the name, like I was saying in the beginning, the concepts go with not just the songs, but also the album titles, but also the covers, like your debut. So tell us, because I remember this commercial. I remember that Maxell commercial.
That's like I said, man. That's the genius of this motherfucker, man. That's the shit that he brings to the table, man. And it's great. Like I just fucking sit back, laugh, and go, okay, we'll do that. Like I know a guy who can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, with that cover, that was just I had that image in my head because we were talking about, I think we were talking about, was it Rough Draft? Dilla did Rough Draft, and he did it in like almost like an old school, like he had that cassette filter on it, right?
Yeah.
And we were thinking of doing something like that. And I don't know if you hear at the beginning of the record, you have that little boo queuing it up that you would hear with some of the cassettes back in the day. And I mean, Maxell cassettes, like just having that image of dude sitting on the chair, getting blown away by a speaker, and then thinking about how can we put a spin on that, and having a fan there that's blowing shit instead of blowing sound waves. And so we had this image, and then Shy's homie Bill, who does this for a living, he gets the concept and he puts everything together, and he comes back to us with that, and it's just like this was like something that you have visioned, brought to reality exactly the way you envisioned it. He's a genius with his stuff. Like,
big shouts to Bill Howard from Small Dog Design. Yeah. Him and his wife Joanne, they are a force to be reckoned with, man. Their artwork is unbelievable. Like they specialize. Bill mostly does movie covers, Joanne does album covers, but Bill, like me and him, we've been best friends for many years, and he's been cool enough to offer his services with the artwork for my projects. And when we brought that concept to he loves doing our shit because he's like, yo, man, it's just fun, man. It's just fun. You guys come up with the stupidest stuff, and I get to like figure out how to make it work. And when it's done, it's just like, oh my god, like I can't believe I just did this. It's like,
even with, we got a song on Spotify and whatever platform you use called Merry Shitmas. This was just like last year, December 22nd or 23rd. We sat down, Shy made a beat, we wrote to it, we recorded Merry Shitmas, and then right after we finished recording it, we were thinking, you know what? We need a cover for this. If we're going to release it as a single online, we need a cover for this. What did we do? We went to Pickering Mall and got our photo taken with Santa, holding the Dookie sticker. We went back to Shy's crib, back to the lab, sent that photo to Bill. He sent us back within like an hour. He sent us the album art or the single art. That's how talented this guy is. And it was perfect. We both, I wasn't even paying attention. I was actually on my phone, like I had my head down, and Shy goes, holy fuck. And I looked up like, what? And it's sitting on the screen. And I'm just like, come on, man. This guy, like, just everything he touches is gold. And then not to stray too far off the path here, but then with the manure music stuff, like same thing. We had, so like a lot of people, we've seen some hate about like, oh, you guys are ripping off Mobb Deep and this and that. Like we had a concept, like we were going to drop these EPs in 2 parts and do album covers, like classic album covers, and do our own flip on it. So when we came up with the name Manure Music, it's like the murder music. Like we got to go with that. We told Bill, like we gave him our vision, and he sent us back Manure Music Volume 1, the cover of that, and it's just like that's what our whole deal is just having fun, right? So like we're not trying to rip somebody off, like, you know, we're paying homage to Mobb Deep because obviously we love Mobb Deep, but like we're not trying to rip anybody off. We're just trying to have a good time.
There isn't a single song on the record that is a remake of anything off of that album. It was literally just a parody cover.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that like the single I rap like has a Prodigy line that gets scratched at the in the hooks and shit like that. But like we weren't trying to remake Murder Music. It was literally just a fun parody cover that, like, if you have even half a sense of fucking humor, you would have looked at it and just been like, "That's hilarious."
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about anybody hating on anything. And it's like, yo, you didn't come from my era, man. The kids the motherfuckers today don't remember what it was like growing up at a time where you could listen to Ice-T and Jazzy Jeff in the same day, or fucking Kid and Play and NWA. You fucking, UMCs and Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking like we had the fun. We can listen, we can go hardcore, but we got all this other fun shit too, the lighthearted shit, and it's still hip hop, man. Like there's none of that today. So we try to like be the bridge between those two worlds. It's like like the serious shit with the humor. So it's like you get the hard beats, you get the cuts, you get the the raw rhymes, but we inject it with the humor so that fucking it's not all fucking serious, man. Like everything's too damn serious.
And I always think about this. That's a good thing that you brought up. I always think, how can we reintegrate that same concept of having that diverse music? Even though we know that everybody doesn't listen to the radio the way we used to, because we have the internet, we have streaming. How can we integrate, that still have that same diverseness? Because even though the majority of young people listen to a certain type of music, we still have a lot of younger artists that are students of hip hop from generation after generation, and it shows in the music that they bring out.
Oh man, we were just listening to on the way over to the lab before we started this interview. We were just listening to, there's a cat from Toronto, I don't know if you've heard of him, named Raz Fresco.
Absolutely. No.
And man, he's making noise right now.
That, you know,
he's making noise right now. That guy.
Funny you said that.
Crazy. He's pulling out a goodie. Yeah. Yeah, he's making noise. Like, he's been making noise for a little while now. But you know, the way he conducts business and does things on his own, you know, like it's you got to respect that. And he's just super dope as well. And being from Toronto, and you know, like,
and the low shit that guy has puts us both to fucking. It's hard to see some of the stuff that guy rocks, man. I'm like,
yes,
oh,
there it is.
Dope.
Yeah, the Magneto collection is crazy. Like, man, that guy, and the amount of albums he put out in such a short period of time, and the way he pulled it all together to have everything, that the album art come together like that. It's just, that guy's a genius, man. That's one of those young cats that's doing things the right way.
Facts.
And all the OGs are he's got Ray on his side. Like, I was down in Toronto. There's a shop called the Factory, and I ran into Raz at the grand opening of that, and like, he had been linking with Ray, and like, these guys are they recognize that, you know, when the young guys are doing things properly, man, like, they probably see themselves in them, you know, and they respect it. And that's one of those cats that, like, the young guys that are doing things the right way, super dope. And yeah, man, there's a lot of younger cats out there that are really, really dope and doing things the right way. It's not to take away from that, but there's also a lot of garbage out there too.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
a lot of it's just like, you know, just not being scared to just fucking be, like, to be different. You know what I mean? And be yourself. Like, dude, we're fucking. You know, we're a couple of fucking clowns, man. Like, how do we not put that in our music? If we didn't put that shit in our music, then it would be fake, because we're not on some tough guy shit. Like, everything that we put into the music, they're all elements of the music that we love. Like, the rhyming, that's shit that I fucking love. I love hearing guys like Ransom and Conway and Benny and Elzai and dudes who, like, really, really fucking rap and with the beats. It's like, I wear my influences on my sleeve. You cannot hear my shit and not hear Knots, Primo, Pete Rock, Kev Brown, Buck Wild, Dilla, High Tech. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on. Like, fucking like that's me. I'll wear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm a fan. Like, that's what I'm a fucking fan of the shit first. So I'm not out here trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm here to fucking pay my respects to the fucking to the art that made me, to this beautiful thing that made me everything that I am today. So, you know, I approach the music from a fan's perspective, and that's like, I just want to make the music that I want to hear. It's like, if you know, like, no disrespect, some of these guys aren't doing the shit that they used to do. You know, they've moved on, and, you know, you left the door open for me to do the shit that you're not doing no more, you know? So it's like, okay, Pete, you don't want to write bass lines like that anymore. Do you mind if I do it? Fine, I'll do it. You know, fucking Preem, you know, is it okay if I use this snare since you're not using it anymore? You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice to see that you, I mean, I'm sure you have quite the collection of music. Like, I could see a little bit of your collection back there, but it's nice to see that you gravitate towards the younger cats as well that are doing things the right way, right? It's the same as us. Like, we're 90s heads. We're, you know, 80s, like, pretty much all we listen to, but like, expanding your musical taste and giving these guys a chance. And them not giving you an opportunity to not notice them, you know, like, it's inspiring, right? Because that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to navigate through this and trying to do things the right way. We're not super like social media savvy, and we're just trying to learn how to get eyes on us, right? So we're young, man. We're a young group when it comes to, like, us doing music together, and like, watching some of those.
I was like, wait, where's he going with that?
Yeah. But watching some of these younger cats, like, how they do things, are doing things the right way, right? So we have to adopt some of what they're doing today, right? We have to learn from them as well. So, yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they got
That energy.
they got that edge up on us, man. Like again, like Raz Fresco, man. Like huge fucking like yeah. Just see the like I go on Spotify and I see this man's fucking catalog is just it's so prolific and fucking insane and so full of art and vibrance and life. Like he's just like you can tell that he studies like the Griseldas of the world, but he puts his own unique stamp
Yep.
on things, and it's just that to me is really what it is. It's like it's okay to take from if the art is being steered in a certain direction. Like all due respect to Rock Marciano, he is the one who put the underground on this path. Anybody who doesn't recognize that, you're a fucking idiot. All due respect to Rock Marciano. He is the king of this shit. He is the fucking lord and master of this shit. And it's cool to see what he's done and see what Griselda's doing and take note from that and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go with that darker, more raw, slowed down beats and this and that. But there's still a way to put your own shit in there. You know what I'm saying? And you'll hear us do that. You know what I mean? But we also speed it up too. So we got our 83, 80 BPM joints, a little slower, darker shit, but then we'll bring it up and we'll do 90, 95, you know what I'm saying? Like more up tempo shit. Balance. We want our albums to have balance and to have flavor and for you to not hear the shit and get bored and be like, wow, like, yo, these guys are fucking doing 14 track albums and it's all the same shit. It's like, nah, we're going to give you variety, as much variety as we can give you. And I think that if more people adapt that way of thinking, then maybe albums won't be so fucking boring. Maybe you don't have to, maybe everything doesn't have to be singles driven. Maybe you just put more fucking effort into doing different shit when you're working on your craft.
Definitely. It has to be that way.
That's my 2 cents.
Definitely has to be that way. And a lot of younger people are listening to Rock Marciano. So when I see that, when I go to shows, for Rock Marciano shows, this whole old man can't do the same thing as that proves right there that you're letting people get into your mind about that whole bullshit. There is no age to this. If you got the talent, people are going to listen to you. People are going to support you. That's that. That's it.
1,000%.
And I'm glad that you brought up.
Yeah, there's no timestamp on it.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say no.
We're just gonna. It's long game shit, man. Like we're not here to, we're not expecting to be, household name overnight. You know what I mean? We understand that it's a long road ahead, and I might be in a wheelchair like next year. You know what I'm saying? I'm old head. You know what I'm saying? But I still got that hunger to do this shit, man. I still got the fire in me to do this. So it's like, yo, we're gonna make a crazy run at this. I'm gonna throw everything that I got at this shit, and we have a lot to learn with regards to promoting our shit. We're not the best at promote. We're really good at cranking out joints. We're not the best at promoting them. We're admittedly not the best at pushing our shit, but give us time, man. Like we're making timeless music, like we might decide to fucking do 2 new videos for our first album next year if we feel like it, because a lot of cats are just gonna be like, yo, these guys just dropped a new record. Like, no, motherfucker, that's our debut album. It's been out for 2 years. You're slow. But we got a lot to learn, and we're not going anywhere. So things can only get better from here.
Definitely. And there's nothing wrong with them finding out about that music, because, and I say this all the time, and I do it myself. If I hear somebody that I'm not familiar with, I'm gonna want to go see what else do they have out there.
And it's if it's all out there for you to discover, then that's a beautiful thing, man. Like I remember when I first discovered Epidemic, like they had already released like fucking like 5 or 6 different projects before I even found out about them, you know. But when I did, it was just like, yo, these guys are fucking insane. You know, every now and again you'll land on somebody right off the bat, like a doppelgangers. Like I was fortunate enough to like discover them right when they dropped. But yeah, it's never too late, right? Like I was late with the Raz Fresco stuff because for me, like I'm not the quickest to jump when it comes to Toronto artists. I find that a lot of the stuff that comes out of the city is not so great, and people just jump on it because just for the sake of it, it's Toronto. Like you have to. No, I don't. I still expect quality. I still expect quality work. You got to show me that you're the shit before I just jump all over it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the Toronto bandwagon guy, but like that dude is a consistent monster. It is hard to ignore somebody who functions at that high of a level. Like, yeah, we want that. We want some of that action. We want to be where that guy is. We want our catalog to look like his. Might have to start releasing fucking instrumental albums every month. Play catch up.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing is with having access to all this music is like everybody is still stumbling upon artists they didn't even know existed, and then finding out that they got a deep catalog and just diving into it. And it's just, you know, it's almost like diving into a series that's already concluded. You know, you have 6 seasons to sit down and binge, and you know, there's a lot of that out there. There's a lot of that out there. I'm stumbling on cats every day, you know, being online, being, you know, like these you know, like websites and stuff like chat rooms and whatever doesn't really exist anymore. Or at least I'm not partaking, but you know, there's definitely, you know, a lot of different resources that can feed you with new artists, new music, and yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing. I get schooled. I school people. It's, you know, it's a great cycle.
Yeah, and you know, with HHDG Media, you know, we do our best to, you know, continue to showcase the dope quality music that's out there, no matter the age. And you know, I do my best to put it up on the website, and you know, and take advantage of social media. You know, share it throughout Twitter, IG, Facebook. You know, it doesn't matter what's out there. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't use Facebook or I don't use IG," but take advantage of the technology and, you know, share the music. You know, it's the same way as driving around blasting music, and then someone, if you stop somewhere and they ask you, "No, who's that you playing?"
I'm still waiting for the day when that happens. When somebody like is driving by playing fucking like shit on them, and it'll be like, rap along to it. Hey, it's one of the Dookie Bros. That's a daydream that I have. It's never happened, but that'd be great. That'd be great. Maybe one day.
Hey man, I have to be honest. I wasn't familiar with HHDG until today. I was at the gym at lunchtime, and I ended up going onto the YouTube channel, and I see that you interviewed Bobby J and Neff, and you had it up there 2 days ago. So I started watching that interview because, I mean, Shy put me onto Bobby J. I wasn't too familiar with him, dope. And yeah, like big fan of both of those guys. So yeah, like I'm hooked now. I'm in. Like I have to go through all of your videos that you have on here and start watching some interviews, man. I don't know how many you have on here. I just saw that one, but right away I clicked on it because I'm a fan of those guys. But
yeah, there's plenty. There's plenty up
you know, it was cool to see.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Again, we also
word up, man. Shouts to Bobby J from Rockaway. Shouts to Little Big.
Absolutely, yeah. And
we got music coming with those guys too.
What's Raz Fresco's crew, Baker's Club. I actually interviewed one of his youngest members, Gritfall, earlier this year as well, who dropped his debut album, Skate Home.
looking forward to checking that shit out.
Yeah, man, that cat is super talented, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. That's the other thing is with Raz is now he's dipping into the pool, and he's grabbing artists to work with and putting them under his wing, which is just another step to, another reason why he's doing it the right way. But yeah, Gridfall is I haven't checked all of his music, but like I've been on to quite a few things, and I've also seen a few his live performances. He's super talented, man. He's got a great future ahead of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, before we get off this, I just want to, give another shout out to Raz Fresco, because he just did a tour with John Robinson of Sciences of Life out in Europe, along with the very talented producer from Germany, Figa Brazlovich. And they dropped the album, him and Figa and Raz dropped the album as well, 777.
Got to take that in.
Yeah, and he posted a video not too long ago at Cooking Souls Lab at his studio, and apparently they knocked out an album together when he was in Europe as well. So looking forward to that as well, because yeah, man, like everything that guy touches is gold to me. Like I'm a big fan, and I've been a fan of Cooking Soul, like watching his beat videos and listen to everything he puts out. I love the soulful, jazzy stuff, so that's right up my alley. And seeing that they work together, and like this cat, like Raz is from Toronto, he's from where we're from, so it's great to see an artist from where we're from, other than your Drakes and Tory Lanez is in a hard situation now, but like seeing those guys blow up, like it's nice to see guys that are like cut from that cloth succeeding, like doing tours in Europe and working with big artists, and it's cool to see.
Definitely. And being that I had Canada repping today, I had to rock my my gold era t-shirt.
That's fire.
Yes, sir.
That's fire.
That's another very talented
Got to get you
bunch of crew right there. And I got to meet a few of them when they came down to New York. Finn was down here. Who else was out there? Ason Eastwood was down here. Wisdom Abundant was down here. So definitely got to, finally.
Shouts to the homie Ace.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, man, another talented cat. Like our first show, we've only done one show so far earlier this year, and walk in and Ace was there, front row jamming with us, just vibing out. That was amazing to see, and that's kind of like cats that are doing it the right way and making noise, sitting there and nodding out to our performance tells us that we're doing something right as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Canada's got some shit. Man. Some people got to do a little bit of digging, but Canada's got some shit.
Canada's got some shit, but also Canada's got the shit.
Right there, Dookie Bros. Yes, indeed.
Damn right.
Now I want to play a little bit of one more video. So I'm going to say, which one do you want to pick? Low shit or I rap like?
Oh, we got to go with that rap. That's tough, man.
I go with that rap like.
All right, yeah. Let's do it.
Let's go.
No one out there can fuck with me. I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me. I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me. I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck
Yeah,
fuck with me.
head of the line, y'all never seen a threat of the kind. I'm out here leading by example, they're just treading behind. Hey yo, there's no one like me, my style's impetuous. I'm cut from a different cloth, like Iron Mike said in his prime. Some of my closest friends behind the fence spending in time of battling cancer, search for answers. I got death on my mind, so most days I just pretend that I'm fine, but on occasion I react like a poorly stitched thread in a wine. The trend is a line, and yes, I got respect for your grind, but I'd be lying if I said that I'm impressed with your rhymes. Assess the crime, only confession of mine. And Shy and I are dumping out so many tracks that I'm forgetting my lines, but I ain't stressed. And learn my lesson, repetition breeds progression. Keep stepping in that direction, you'll be destined to shine. Know my worth, I won't be fed with the lies. Fuck what it says on the sign. The world is ours, so bet I'm getting what's mine.
I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me. I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me. I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me. I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me.
Yo, listen close, cause my flow don't cater to lip readers. My shit's the dopest, and no, I ain't finna switch neither. So behold the tales from the Crypt Keeper. I'm playing no games in this bitch, even though your main is a Twitch streamer. A dude that's known for controlling stages with slick speeches. That Dookie bro with the lower breakers and crisp sneakers. We're the coldest, haters can lick penis. Used to be our opponents, and now them jokers pay us to spit features. Picture Yoda claiming he grips Ninas. No if beams needed, our lyrics will blow your brains into mincemeat. Show some praise for the script readers. All my mothers put up your muff buffers. Motherfuckers raise up your dick beaters. Keeping it true, I'm the same, just maybe a bit meaner. Either you move out the way or lay in a 6-feeder. Cons here, I'm God's here. If I had to borrow with Nas here, bet I ain't the J that'll get either. I rap like
no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me. I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me. I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me. I rap like no one out there. No one out there can fuck with me.
Here you go. I rap like off of Manure Music
sir.
Volume.
That shit hard.
Yes, indeed.
Hey man, arcades, wrestling, bars. I mean,
The
you
VHS
know,
tapes.
we're showing our age a little bit in that video, but, right? Cassettes, vinyl, like, yeah, that store, Vintage 905. Shout out to them. Like, yeah, it was fun. It was fun filming a video there because that's like a throwback, a time capsule. You step, you know, they got VHSs in there, they got cassettes, they got, you know, vintage clothing. It's a time capsule, man. It was a cool place to shoot that video because that's the kind of vibe we were trying to keep, was like that old school vintage vibe, right? So it worked out perfectly. Yeah, man.
Definitely. Speaking on the past, Shy, can you tell us a little bit about the Bomb Shelter Association?
Damn, homie. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want to know, man? What do you want to know? I'll tell you whatever.
Tell
you
me,
want
tell
to know.
me who consisted of that whole crew.
Me, Fear, Silent. Who else? Expertise, Technique, Tyranny, Malicious, Protocol, Jinx, SQ, who wasn't on the album, Eternia. I don't know if I'm missing anybody. There are a few other casts that were down that didn't make it on the album. DVS. But yeah, it was a lot of people, man. It was a lot of people, and it wasn't meant to be like no group thing. It was just, you know,
Like a collective.
it was just all the, you know, it was kind of like trying to form like a hieroglyphics type of thing. You know what I mean? Like get everybody everybody in the area that we know that's talented and doing dope shit under an umbrella to present the art to the world, and then everybody was kind of meant to like branch off of that and go and do their thing, because like there's a whole Pillow Snatchers album that was recorded in '98 after the Rebirth album that is sitting in a studio in Mississauga on reel to reels that we'll never ever hear ever. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
Goodness.
It's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It was some next level shit, but like it didn't get completed, and it's just sitting there. Who knows? The guy at the studio probably threw them shits in the fucking trash. That shit was like back in '98. They're like, they ain't coming back for this, and got rid of it all. But you know, some of us kept in touch. You know, like I said, like me and Fear, like we started the whole shit, and you know, like we're like right now we're doing this podcast in his basement. You know, that's my bro for life. And, you know, like I said, you know, Life's Disciple, that for Golden Menace, one of the guys who does the videos with us, that's Silent Assassin from the Bomb Shelter. So he's still here, he's still rocking. You know, shouts to all the other guys in the crew, you know, wherever y'all at. Much love to every one of you guys. You know, it's Dookie time, baby.
Absolutely. There you go. Upcoming, you said you have a follow-up to the debut album, When the Shit Hits the Fan. Are we gonna hear Franchise and try to beat Yoda on any other projects coming up?
We at the moment we do have at least a song in the works with Bobby J from Rockaway and Little Vic. You know, the plan, the original plan was for that to manifest into some sort of like an EP. I don't know, everybody's busy, man. So who knows what's gonna happen? We got one joint in the can. Hopefully we can knock out some more. We got that. My homie Fruition, he's produced joints on like the last 2 Lloyd Banks albums. He did a joint on the new Ransom and Nicholas Craven album. So he's doing his thing. We knocked out a joint with him. We're not really we're not really out like seeking to jump on other people's shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not opposed to it, but we're really zoned in on trying to get our thing out there for the people. You know, we're just focused on making as much music as possible. The only thing that we have control of is what goes on in the lab. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the focus is. And hopefully, you know, I would love to collab with some dudes, man. I would love to link up with Raz Fresco one day. I would love to, you know, there's a lot of people that I want to work with. I know it's a lot of people you want to work with, and I know that that's obviously an eventual possibility. Mm-hmm. But for right now, like we're just trying to build the brand and become, let people know, man. It's legendary off rip, man. We don't, we are because we fucking say we are. We're gonna prove it fast.
There you go. And
so yeah, we got a lot of new music, a lot of crazy new shit in the works, and you're gonna be hearing a lot. Album in November. Who knows, man? We might drop something before then too, but we're just gonna keep it moving, man.
Dope, man. And when you say things like that, I'm the type of person, I will go on social media and go and tag that person. I'll get a clip from this part and I will tag that person. Just get it in their ear. You never know. I say all the time, don't doubt yourself. Make an effort.
No question. I respect that.
And I gotta say, for everyone listening, I did not plan this for Bobby J to be interviewed on Tuesday, and then here I am interviewing the Dookie Bros a few days after. It just happened that way. Everything happens for a reason, right?
It's dope. I wish the joint was finished so that I could send it to you if you could play it, man. It's fire. Shit's fire, man. Those guys, man. Bobby and Vic both can rap their fucking asses off, man. Those are my kind of MCs right there.
Highly talented, yes.
Yeah, for me, I'm sitting there one day. I'm a fan of these guys, and then Shy adds me to a group chat with Bobby J and Little Vic, and we're sending fire emojis back and forth about a song we made. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy how things work out. And yeah, man, they're talented, and hopefully we can do more music with them. But yeah, man, that's why when I saw you had Bobby J on the other day, you know, I was super interested right away because, you know, I'm a fan of his music, and now I can say I've actually worked and we've worked with him, right? So right away, I'm hooked. I got to go through your stuff. I got to start going through your stuff.
You know, it's right here, man. It's a legendary thing happening right in this history right now, man. The first ever, the very first Dookie Bros interview, period, is happening right now. HHDG Media.
Amazing, man. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you for this, man. We really appreciate the support and you hollering at us to make this happen, man. This is super dope. Can't thank you enough, man. Thank you.
And you know, let's expand a little bit on reaching out, because I listened to you on Twitch, and you know, I mentioned in the comments one time, you know, asking that I've been looking forward to possibly interviewing the two of you, and he was like, you know, just let me know, hit me up and everything. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Of course, man. Us Twitch fam got to stick together.
Definitely.
Yeah, this has been super dope too, because it's kind of just like you said, it's not really like a Q&A sort of thing. It's more of just, you know, a shooting the shit. And yeah, man, it's been great. I really appreciate the opportunity. And yeah, man.
Is this your first interview as a rap dude?
Yeah, so this is my first.
Oh man,
look at you, man! Look at you killing it right off.
I love it.
So I call him the franchise boy. He's a natural. He's a natural.
Yeah, got the first live performance out of the way earlier this year, and now the interview under the belt. Man.
Priorities, man. See, we even missing SmackDown for this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the priorities.
Dope. I have one last question, and this is, you know, strictly hip hop. You know, I appreciate, you know, we talking about a lot of things, but a lot has gone on. A lot has gone on, you know, in your lives, and to continue to push the way the two of you do, I appreciate that. But you've shown in this interview the energy that the two of you have, and putting the battery in each other's back, that competition. Aside from that, what else in life keeps you going?
Well, that's easy for me, man.
Yeah, for me, just having a solid foundation, a solid circle around you, people that motivate you and push you, and that are loyal, you know, that are you're there to feed off of each other anytime you need one another. That's why, like, we got such a special bond, because even before this music shit, we were good friends. So, and now, you know, doing the music, it just brought us that much closer together. Like, we talk every day, you know, I holler at him, he hollers at me, you know, we tell each other about people, about our problems. You know, we kind of, you know, vent with one another. We, you know, share accolades, and yeah. So just surrounding yourself with good people is the most important thing. You know, like genuine people, and when you have those genuine people in your life that, you know, you can reach out to, or they can reach out to you, like it means the world. You know, um, so that for me is the most important. Just surrounding yourself with good people. You know, people that motivate you, people that push, and for you, you know, also doing that for them. You know, motivating them and pushing them and being a role model, and, you know, doing things the right way. That's,
Like you said, man, putting the battery in your back, man. That's what this dude did for me. You know what I'm saying? Because like really, like I was dabbling a little bit, you know, with the Rebel Embassy stuff, but I at that point it was just me wanting to fulfill a bucket list thing for to like have my own flip mode album under my production belt. You know what I'm saying? That's where the inspiration for bringing all the guys that I was working with at the time together on some super group shit, because I wanted to have like my own kind of flip mode album type of thing. But I wasn't really thinking about like jumping on the mic like full time until me and this dude started, right? You know, I was thinking about like I was working on a solo record because I felt like I owed that to myself, having, you know, done all, you know, been in the game for as long as I have, and not dropped one. It was like, okay, I gotta do that, you know. And then but it was a struggle for me, man, like to sit and to come up with stuff like it wasn't fun just sitting by myself making music for myself. Like it just the joy for me has always been in sharing the experiences with with my people. You know what I mean? And this guy's like a fucking brother to me. You know, we already had a strong foundation with our friendship before we decided. So like rap has nothing to do with anything when it comes to us. You know what I'm saying? It's just that now it's like an added bonus. Now it's like a whole other thing added to another layer added to friendship, right? So, you know, that's for me, it's like having that before makes this more special. You know what I mean? Because he's not just my rhyme partner. This guy's like he's a true friend. You know, someone I can count on, someone I can trust. He's like one of the top people in my life. You know, and when speaking about like what pushes, it's like, you know, not just having, you know, a rhyme partner that I can rely on and a friend that I can rely on, but like, you know, I do this for my family too. You know, like at this stage in the game, you know, it's not just about me. You know, it's about trying to find a way to, you know, to put food on the table for my son and my wife. You know, like they're the two, you know, it's the biggest motivation that I have is making sure that my family is straight and being able to do more for them. You know, trying to find a way to be the best version of me humanly possible, so that I can enrich their lives. So that's where that's where the new hunger comes from. That's where today's hunger comes from. It's my family, and then having this motherfucker, you know, pushing me, fucking be great, motherfucker, be great.
yeah, and when you mentioned, you know, like we all have different things going on in life, that's been one of the most enjoyable parts of us making music together. Is although our intentions were, you know, to joke around and also hit you with bars, we've also sort of went in a direction where we've incorporated more personal things going on in our lives and keeping it real. We have a song that's going to be on the next album, that touches on like very personal subjects. And
Borrowed Time.
Borrowed Time. It's called Borrowed Time, and it's kind of like an ode to. We have a lot of shout outs to, you know, to fellow artists that have passed away, and also touching on personal subjects in both of our lives. You know, whether it's friends that are going through different things. Like I have a line in I rap like, you know, friends behind bars and others battling cancer. Like I have one of my best friends is battling, you know, he's terminally ill right now, battling brain cancer. You know, touching on things like that, Shy touching on different health issues and, you know, different things going on in his life. Like that's been one of the most enjoyable parts is like incorporating that into our music and also keeping it light, but having those hitters, like the Shit Friends, where it kind of changes the tempo and hits people a different way. They're like, whoa, like these guys are talking about shit and they're talking about, shitting themselves. And then they go to a song like this where they're talking about personal relationships with friends in their lives or what they called friends. So yeah, that's been one of the most enjoyable parts too with making music, is just going down different lanes and trying different things and being a little bit experimental with it too. And one last thing, shout out to Young Eli, because I don't know if anybody catches at the end of
Your Shit Is Garbage.
Your Shit Is Garbage on Manure Music Volume 2 with E. Smitty of the Soul Powers. The youngin at the end of that song that says "Go away, go away." That's Young Eli right there. That was on his second birthday.
Yeah, that was my son on his sound. He turned 2 years old. We were sitting at the dinner table and he started saying that shit. I was like, I was quick on the draw with the phone, hit record to capture that and turn it into a skit. So
that was a
boy.
Great way to end Manure Music Volume 2. Definitely.
Yeah, word up.
Man. And speaking of, I mean, like you said, this is what y'all do. And you're supporting yourselves and your families. So with that, Shy's Hip Hop Market is where you can also go and help out the Dookie Bros. And you can also go and support that Dookie Bros debut when the shit hits the fan. So go ahead. I put the link in the comments, and as you can see, it's up there right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Buy that shit. Help us sell out of the rest of the copies we got, so that we can use that money and press up more shit. Maybe we could do some vinyl or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, buy them shits. Buy the CD. Buy it.
There you go.
And then browse the list and buy some more shit.
Yeah, you got a lot of dope stuff on there. I've been scrolling through.
Help me paint.
Man, it's dangerous. You go on there and like I go on there and start putting lists together, and I'm just like, man, I got the polo obsession now. I bought enough music. That's how I met Shy, is buying music off of him back in the day. And man, I still be on there, searching the list, making my little list, adding things up, thinking, all right, I got to chip away at this. So yeah,
he was my number one customer. He was my number one customer, my number one CD customer. He bought all the heavy hitter shit, and now it's all back here again.
Yeah, now it's with him, and now I'm scooping vinyl off of him, and he's got it. Like there's a difference between repressings and OG pressings, and I'm finding that out the hard way right now. It's tough on the pockets, but you know what? Hey, man, if you love music, there's worse things you could be spending your money on out there than buying music that you're going to enjoy.
Very true.
That's timeless. So
yeah. Shout out to BeatYoda and Franchise. Make up the Dookie Bros. Appreciate the time. Appreciate the music. I'm going to continuously be listening to Twitch as well as your discography and the upcoming projects and other endeavors that y'all continue to do. So once again, thank you, and give you shout outs and let everyone know where they can reach out and support.
Thank you. Before we shout out anybody, thank you for having us. We really appreciate the forum and the opportunity to let people know what the Brothers Duke is all about, man. Thank you. You can definitely check us out. We got the Dookie Bros music, IG. We got we're on YouTube. We're on all the streaming platforms. It's mostly Instagram. We don't got no Twitter or we got a Facebook page. Who gives a fucking shit about Facebook page? We got our individual Instagrams. I got Shy the BeatYoda, Franchise 416. You can hit us both up on there. We're very accessible. Yeah, man. We got music out there, man. We got the debut album when the shit hits the fan. We got Manure Music Volume 1, Volume 2. You know what I mean? Like go stream, go pick your platform of choice and run them numbers up, man. Go to YouTube, please. Fucking spam the shit out of our videos with comments and likes and all that shit, man. Like we need it, man. We're really trying to be here for a while. We're not trying, but we need that help. We need the support, So go help us run them fucking numbers up, man. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, and like he was saying, thank you for giving us the opportunity to do this interview, and thank you to everybody watching as well. And let's keep this shit going.
We got more shit. Surprise, Dookie Bros got more shit. Yep. Lots of it.
There you go. And on behalf of our HHDG Media crew, we're going to say peace.